And here is the Writer's Almanac for Tuesday. It's the 2nd of March, 2021.
It's the birthday of Dr. Seuss, Theodor Seuss Geisel, born Springfield, Massachusetts, 1904, edited the humor magazine at Dartmouth, was kicked off the magazine for drinking gin in his room, but he kept writing for it under the pseudonym Seuss, his middle name, his mother's maiden name. He was a freelance cartoonist and ad man, and on a ship coming home from Europe in 1936, he wrote a children's book, And to Think That I Saw It on Mulberry Street. Rejected by 20 different editors, and then walking along Madison Avenue, he ran into a Dartmouth classmate who worked at Vanguard Press, and they published it in 1937. Dr. Seuss said, if I had been walking down the other side of Madison Avenue, I'd be in the dry cleaning business today. It's the birthday of John Irving, Exeter, New Hampshire, 1942, author of The World According to Garp, The Hotel New Hampshire, The Cider House Rules, novels influenced by the works of Charles Dickens. John Irving, who writes at an L-shaped desk surrounded by notepads and notebooks, writes by hand before typing. He said, one great advantage of writing by hand, in addition to how much it slows you down, is that it makes me write at the speed that I feel I should be composing rather than faster than I can think. It's the birthday of the novelist Tom Wolfe, Richmond, Virginia, 1931, author of The Bonfire of the Vanities, A Man in Fall, I Am Charlotte Simmons, and Back to Blood, a story about Cuban immigrants in Miami. He said, the reason a writer writes a book is to forget a book, and the reason a reader reads one is to remember it. And it's the birthday of Sholem Aleichem, born in Pereyaslav, Ukraine, 1859, Yiddish-language writer, son of a successful lumber merchant. His given name was Solomon Rabinovitz, but he adopted a pen name because his family disapproved of him writing in Yiddish rather than in Hebrew. Wrote many stories about Tevye, the milkman, which inspired the musical Fiddler on the Roof. Sholem Aleichem, who said, life is a dream for the wise, a game for the fool, a comedy for the rich, a tragedy for the poor. He said, no matter how bad things get, you got to go on living even if it kills you. Died at the age of 57 in New York City. 100,000 mourners lined the streets on the day of his funeral.
Here's a poem by Marie Howe entitled Delivery. The delivery man slowly climbs the 5 steep flights of stairs as I lean down to watch him walking up, as he's talking on the phone, and now he pauses on the 3rd floor landing to touch a little Christmas light the girl had wrapped around the banister, speaking to someone in a language so melodic. I ask him what when he hands the package up to me, and he says, patois, from Jamaica, smiling up at me from where he's standing on the landing, a smile so radiant that re-entering the apartment, I'm a young woman again, and the sweetness of the men I've loved walks in through the closed door, one of them, right now, kicking the snow off his boots, turning to take my face in his cold hands, kissing me now with his cold mouth. A poem by Marie Howe, Delivery, from her collection Magdalene, published by W.W. Norton and used by permission here on the Writer's Almanac. Funded by donations from listeners like you, now available on PRX for distribution by your local radio station. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.